Hi friends, what a beautiful Thursday it is. For Bible story today, we're going to do something a little bit different. I want to do the story of Easter for you. I know a lot of times and a lot of the celebrating for Easter is about Easter eggs and the Easter bunny. But there's also a very special story about Jesus, and I want to tell you about that today. And I want to use these little eggs. They're like little Easter eggs, but inside of each one is a little item that's going to help me tell the story, okay? So we're going to start with this very first one, and some of my eggs are kind of cracked, so I have to be careful. Okay, so this whole week, you've probably heard mom or dad, or you've heard friends or someone talking about this being Holy Week, because this is the week that in Jesus's time led up to his death and how he was buried and then how he rose again, the resurrection. And so there was a lot of things happening during this week. And this story, these little eggs are going to kind of help me tell that story about how things started during this week for Jesus and how it ended up. Okay, this first one, I'm going to open it up. And inside, I don't know if you can see this, there's a little picture, there's a little donkey. Let me turn him around so you can see him a little bit better. There's a little donkey. Now this little item, this little metal donkey represents how Jesus came into Jerusalem. He knew what was coming, but he entered Jerusalem on a donkey. He could have been on a fancy horse. He could have been all dressed up and because he knew what he was about to do, but instead he came into Jerusalem on a donkey and didn't do anything big and special, but he came in. Now, while the people saw him coming in, they were laying their coats down and their blankets and waving palm branches and chanting, and they were so excited to see him. But yet he came in just lowly and humble on the back of a donkey. Now this next egg, there's a little, these are not real, but it's just a little symbol of coins. Now Jesus had some very special friends, and one of them, named Judas, ended up not being a true friend, and he told the people that wanted Jesus, they told him, Judas told them where Jesus was. And when he did that, they gave Judas money for doing that. So he got 30 pieces of silver in return for telling Jesus, the bad people, where Jesus was. Now, before they came to get him, Jesus had all of his friends together, and they had a dinner, a supper together. They had bread, they had wine, and they had this special meal together. And this is when Jesus was telling them, you know what, I want you to think about me when you get together, and I want you to remember all of the things that are about to happen. I want you to think back on them and think about me. And that's Jesus telling his friends this. Okay, this one, let me open this one up. Now there's other details to this story that kind of happened in between, but this is hitting some of the main things that we can remember. Now, this is a little symbol of praying hands. Now Jesus prayed a lot, and one of his prayers that he had during this week was he was praying to God, and he said, you know what, if you can take all this away from me, please do. You know, Jesus knew what was coming. He knew it was going to be hard. He knew it was going to hurt. But he also said, you know what, Lord, if this is what your will needs to be, then I'll do it. Let's do this. And but he prayed one last time for God to take it away. But if he wouldn't, Jesus said, let your will be done. All right, let's see what's in this one. All right, this one has a little piece of leather. I don't know if you can see that. Now, when Jesus was taken in and captured, they were not nice to him at all. and they used strips of leather and different things, and they hit him on the back with that. So this is to remind us that Jesus went through a lot of pain during this week when they got him and they hurt him. But he didn't stop it. He could have, but he didn't. This one, I want you to see what's happening. It's windy today. Now this, if you can see that, is for us to remember this crown of thorns that they put on Jesus's head. Now, they're kind of making fun of him, okay, because he said he's the king, and but it's a different kind of king than what they're used to, and they were making fun of him. So they put this king's crown on him, except it had thorns in it. And when they put it on his head, they didn't just lay it on there, they pushed it down, and it made him bleed. So they were mocking him and making fun of him. And then, let's see what's in this one. Oh, now that egg is broken. You can see what these are. These are little nails. They're pretend, but they're nails. And what they did is, after they had whipped him, they put these nails in his hands and put him on a cross made out of wood. They didn't tie him up there. They put nails through his hands and his feet. That was just part of their crucifixion that they did. You can imagine how painful that would have been. And again, Jesus could have stopped it all, but he knew this was part of God's plan. Now, while he was up on that cross, he's got that crown of thorns on his head. It's hurting. His back has been whipped and he's bleeding. He's got nails in his hands and his feet. Oh, I can't get this one open. Well, this is a dice to represent some of the soldiers that were there. And they were, you've seen dice in games and you roll it. Well, they were playing a game, not a very nice game, but they were playing a game, and again, making fun of Jesus and playing a game to see who was going to get the rest of his clothes. So that was not a nice thing either. Let's see what's in the next one. Okay. Now this one, if you can tell, is to represent a spear. Now a spear would have been something that the soldiers would have used to fight or protect, or but in this case they used it to stick Jesus in the side. They were checking to see if he was still breathing, if he was still alive, but they stuck this in his side. So again, he's gone through all of this pain, all of this heartache, and it's just awful. Jesus could have stopped it at any time with just one word, and he didn't, because he knew it was part of God's plan. Now, Jesus eventually got taken down off of that cross, and that this gauze right here is just to represent the kind of material that they would have wrapped Jesus's body in. Okay, they would have laid him in the tomb, all right, but they would have first put this around his body, kind of wrapped him up and laid him down. So that is to represent that part of Jesus's story. Now, like I said a minute ago, they would have put Jesus in a tomb, which was kind of just a hollowed out part, kind of like a little room, but they would have, there wasn't a door necessarily, there was a way to get in, but this stone right here represents the stone that they would have put in front of that door, that opening, to close it off and to seal it. It would have been very big, it would have been very heavy. Multiple people would have had to have moved that. That was to keep the body secure so that nobody could get in or that nobody would get out. But they didn't know what was about to happen. Now, this very last egg, I want to open it up and I want you to watch what happens. If I can open it. Oh, okay, I'm going to open it. What? Is there anything in there? It's empty. This empty egg represents the tomb when Jesus came out, because Jesus did come out. After 3 days, he came out and he left that tomb empty. Some of his friends even came to the tomb looking for him, and they found him gone. Now there's more to that story, and there's other things in the middle, but these little items in these eggs kind of help us track part of that story up until the time that his friends found that tomb empty. And what I want you to remember is that Jesus did all of this for you and for me. He bled, he was on that cross, and he did it for us. And I know that might be really hard to understand right now, and that's okay. You don't have to understand all of it, but what I want you to know too is that the tomb was empty because Jesus was alive, and Jesus still is alive today. He's not walking right beside us like a person you would see every day, but he is with us every day, and we know that because of the words in the Bible, and we know because we believe the Bible, and we know that Jesus is with us all the time. So I hope as you're coming up on Easter weekend that even though you can't necessarily be with friends and family, you know, things are canceled and not happening the way they used to, this never changes. This will never go away. So remember that. Remember those little items that were in those eggs to help go through that story of this Holy Week and leading up to Jesus and what he did for us. And let's end with one song, and then I hope you have a great rest of your day. Let's do this one. This is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it, and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. Great job, friends. Remember, I love you, your teachers love you, your mommy and daddy love you, but who loves you most of all? God. Bye, friends. I hope you have a great rest of the day and a wonderful Easter weekend. Bye-bye.